being pessimist.
I was using the past tense.
His name was Terence Aloysius Mahoney.
Well, have him return my call. It's rather impertinent.
His friends affectionately called him Slip. And for 10 years, he served as the leader of the Bowery Boys.
Remember one thing, just let me do all the talking.
His imaginative use of verbosity was just perspiring. The way he malapropped his misnomers was so inciting.
We'd like to have a private dissipation with the warden, to which you are cordially disinvited.
This is funny stuff. It's funny because everybody knows somebody who flagrantly violates the laws of language. The universality of this misconstrued locution appeals to everyone.
You know something, Chief? I think it's locked.
A very clever seduction.
But make no mistake, he knew how to work this material. Watch how the performance is delivered with consequence and expertise.
You don't happen to be going to the hi-hat club, do you?
I'm not sure I know. Why?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all, except that that's where I'd take a girl tonight. If I knew a girl that was so declined.
This guy knows he's right, and that's what makes it funny. This guy was Leo Gorcey. And, like the rest of the Bowery Boys, he played things strictly for laughs. But things didn't start out that way. This gang started tough. These fictional characters were actually based on the realities of the times. Many of them appeared in the hit Broadway play Dead End. They honed their craft on the stage and learned to speak from their diagrams. In 1937, they went to Hollywood to appear in Samuel Goldwyn's movie version of Dead End. After that movie, Goldwyn sold their contracts to Warner Brothers, where they soon found themselves playing opposite screen heavyweights like Humphrey Bogart and James Cagney.
Hey, that's the $100 grand of paper said you got, ain't it?
Asking questions again, huh? Listen. Some of these days you're going to stick your nose in, you're going to get something in it.
Well, I only thought it was...
Shut up!
The gang went from Dead End Kids to East Side Kids, and in 1946, Leo Gorcey and his agent renamed the group the Bowery Boys, even though none of them were boys anymore. The really smart move was casting Hunts Hall as the second banana, because the pairing of Slip and Satch really clacked. These guys had chemistry, they had pistachio, and at the pinnacle of their careers, these were the original buddy films. Slip fought continual battles with employers, friends, and of course, the English language.
In a battle between brawn and brains, the brains usually comes out superior. And brains happens to be something that I am dissipated with.
Satch was one of a kind. Hunts Hall created one of the most colorful and fully delusional characters ever on screen. Smart, handsome, brave, impossibly positive, impossibly psychotic. Motor lips were just one of his many idiosyncrasies. And there was slapstick, with a particular emphasis on the slap partition of that word. There was hitting, there was yelling, and there was the rest of the gang, changing almost imperspectively. Whitey, Chuck, Gabe, and Louis Dombrowski, actually played by Leo Gorcey's father, Bernard.
And I got something sensational for you. A check.
As in every great series, there were running gags, like the routines.
Routine 5, what?
The Bowery Boys needed every edge they could get. And in a fight, that meant a little pre-planning. Simply by calling a particular routine, the fights resulted in a confusing choreography known only to them.
What is routine 12? Let me see, routine 12. I know 3, 4, and 8, and it's a tough one, routine 12. Oh, yes. I know what routine 12 is. Yes, what is it? This. Oh, and that's 13.
Routine 9.
The sheer mediocrity of these hilarious shenanigans is classic comedy. You probably guessed that these films have never been loved by the critics. But the fact is, they made 48 Bowery Boys movies in 12 years. People loved them then, people love them now. These were imperfect people. And in these imperfections, we see a deflection of ourselves. Watching these movies is like watching Friends. So hopefully your friends are just a little smarter. For Turner Classic Movies, this is Norm Crosby. It's been an extinct pleasure.